Hey, it's Margot. I'm here at the Seven Stars Bakery in Providence with my colleague Elise.
Hi.
I thought it'd be fun to talk about a very hot topic, fatigue. So Elise and I are registered nurses. We've worked together. We work really hard to give timely quality care, and with that comes a price. It can be very tiring. So collectively, we have 55 years of healthcare experience, and Elise has recently launched a service to help people that do suffer from fatigue, and I'll let her talk, but other conditions associated with fatigue. And I just want to emphasize that this talk today is for anyone that is a caregiver. You don't have to be a nurse. We were talking about that earlier. There are all different types of caregivers. And in fact, a lot of my patients, their families and friends are caregivers for my patients. It's not just me. So we're hoping that this little talk will help people out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you want to tell just a little bit about your Facebook page, and then I'll give a brief on mine, how we're addressing fatigue.
Absolutely. So I did launch a business about 6-7 months ago, and I basically help women who have very busy lives. Like she said, it doesn't have to just be nursing, it could be anything, or it can even just be stay-at-home moms, whatever. And I help a lot of women deal with fatigue. I specialize in people with chronic pain, chronic illnesses. I myself have fibromyalgia. I've had since I was 16. And I kept searching and trying to figure out how to make myself feel better. And I learned a lot had to do really with nutrition as part of the equation, but a lot of mindset work, a lot of systems work, just basically how to organize your life. Because if you don't have your life organized, then everything just kind of goes chaotic and things get led astray, and then you start to go down that rabbit hole and like, oh God, what do I do? So I kind of work with women and kind of take it step by step. And the most important thing I do tell women is that you just can't go from like 0 to like 180. It's kind of a very small progression, small little 1% incremental changes is what's really important to focus on. And my main focus in the nutrition aspect of things is helping women balance their blood sugar, which is huge in decreasing inflammation and huge in decreasing fatigue. It has increased energy, you have better sleep, a whole host of other things that get better for a lot of women. So it's very exciting to see the changes that people have after doing that.
Yeah, I kind of chuckle because the 0 to 180 is my MO. And Elise knows that about me. And
Yep.
if you look at my Facebook page, it takes a lot of energy, I think, to be Margot. I try. So my big thing is, I've just decided after 30-something years of nursing, I got 10 more to go, and I'm going out with a bang. I'm having a ball. I'm traveling, I do home decor, I cook, I love learning about different cultures, I garden, I love to see local places, faraway places. I do a lot of filming of it. I love reviews, but then I'm like a mixed bag. You could come on my page and all of a sudden I am like renovating my wood stove, or I'm stacking 5 cords of wood. So I need energy, and I do find I am in my late 50s, so there's that piece as well, that I can burn out easier than I did when I was younger, because I work 10-hour shifts, and then I come home and I'm going to do some type of project, or it's my day off and I'm doing something. So I thought it would be helpful to have that conversation with Elise. What can you do? Some of us are just going to lie when they get home from work, and then there's going to be people like me that are just going to go. And I do that, though, honestly, it's to refill my giving bucket. I feel like I have to do those things in order to come back to work and feel like I've given back to myself. I've done things that make me really happy. Hopefully what I post makes other people happy, and maybe even inspires caregivers to do a little something extra. But it's going to take some energy to do that.
Yes, if you don't fill your cup, you can't really help anybody else. You have to kind of, like the whole thing about putting your oxygen mask on first. If you don't do that, then you can't help somebody else or be there for somebody else. and expend that energy, you know?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, and I've seen
Yeah.
your talks before, and one thing that I really liked, I think you called it, was it future casting?
Future casting, yep. Yeah.
I thought that was great because I am going to admit a few years ago, I was not doing what I'm doing now. I was going home and just thinking to myself, wow, I'm really tired. It was a tough day at work. All I have energy to do is eat and then rest. But then I unknowingly started to dream and think about more of what I wanted for myself. I was starting to become bored with that. And yeah, if you could talk a little bit about that, because I think future casting really helps.
Absolutely. Future casting, I think, is an awesome tool. And I think I do it, I don't even realize I'm doing it. But when I'm having some really rough days, I'm tired, I'm in pain, you know, whatever it is, I stop to think, okay, let's say it's something like exercise, which I know is a tough thing for a lot of people to get into. I say to myself, okay, 2 o'clock in the afternoon is going to come, whether I like it or not. How am I going to feel at 2 o'clock having exercised or not having exercised? And I kind of go back and forth, and I say, you know what? I'm not going to feel too great, like mentally, if I don't do something. I don't care if it's even 5 minutes. And that always gets me through. I think about how am I going to feel later. Not that there's anything wrong if you decide not to exercise. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't, none of that. But I just kind of think, like, for me, with my whole mindset and just trying to improve my overall being, my overall health, that's always what I do. You know, this is an example of exercise. I just think in the future about how I'm going to feel, whether I've done something or I haven't done something. And that always kind of gets me through. And I always feel better having done it. Sometimes it's hard to get up and do it, but that future thinking is what gets me to do it. Pretty much that's what works for me.
Yeah,
So.
exercise is a good example because I would say that's the one area I fail. Like, it's spring. I've been sedentary, admit it, all winter. And then spring will come and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to shovel a truckload of mulch in a day. You know what I mean? I'm a high risk for injury because I do things like that. It would make more sense for me to do some form of exercise consistently throughout the year to even, it's not about, you know, looking like a model. It's about making sure I don't hurt myself.
And for women our age in our 50s, especially like things like strength training and things, it is not about being a model. It's about protecting your bones, and it's about having muscle. Because when you get older and older, if you, God forbid, fall, you want to be able to pick yourself up. And you want to have that strength. And that's kind of, again, it doesn't have to be hours and hours in the gym. It could be literally 20 minutes a day or whatever. I mean, that's a whole other thing, but that's what's really important to focus on. It's not about looking like a model or a bodybuilder. It's about protecting, you know, what you have so you can be stronger and be able to take care of yourself and not have to rely on other people to take care of you. That's really what I focus on too.
And I think exercise is good as far as combating fatigue because what you're doing is you're building endurance.
Absolutely.
The more muscle strength you have, the more that you push yourself through something, you're building endurance, which is important.
Absolutely.
When you're trying to deal with fatigue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's very important. And I also try to tell people when they're first starting to exercise, obviously do not go from 0 to, like I said before, to 180. And like, you just do little things. Like, for example, maybe you just put out your workout clothes, set them out the night before, and then you put your workout clothes on. And then like, it kind of gives you that momentum. You might not be motivated to do it. You'd be like, I really don't feel like doing this. But sometimes just doing those little things just to get the momentum going kind of gets you started. And you kind of feel proud of yourself that you've taken those little steps. You just do one little thing at a time. And eventually, before you know it, you're actually doing the thing that you say you want to do. I find it works all the time if you just do those little tiny steps.
That's a really good idea. I have not at least put my workout clothes out the night before, and I did not put them on. So I think I'm going to try that. I've also been looking at, there was an app I noticed that, so I said to myself, okay, it takes 15 minutes to drive to the gym and 15 minutes back. So I really could, instead of driving to the gym and driving back, I could say to myself, okay, you know, I have a half an hour. You know, maybe there's an app, I've seen them before, like Bar or Pilates or some type of range of motion, some type of, you know, not high impact cortisol boosting exercise, but
Right.
doing something like that and doing it for a half an hour, because
Absolutely. But you can do little things, even if in the morning you're brewing a cup of coffee, you're in your kitchen. If you have an island, walk around your island. Maybe do a few little like push-ups on a counter or something. Just little things. It doesn't have to be anything monumental. And you just build and build and build from that. I know a woman that literally started walking around her counter, and she walked around it a few times, and then she progressed to walking around her house, and then she progressed to walking outside, and it just kept going and going to now she's in a gym. It doesn't mean you have to get to that point. That's what she wanted to do, but it's what works for you. And everybody has limitations. Like I said, I work with women that do have a lot of limitations, and you work within your limitations. You don't feel the least bit guilty about it at all. You just do what you can do. But those little tiny steps, I think, really kind of get things going and makes a really big difference.
that's a great idea. I think the other area I noticed, because I watched your, it's on your Facebook page, there's a talk you with some women.
Yep.
You also talked about the importance of nutrition and the timing of food.
Absolutely.
And I am really guilty of this. She knows this. I will drink a big cup of coffee in the morning, and I will go, and then all of a sudden at 10:30, I'm like really hungry. I have a mason jar full of yogurt and fruit. I'm really good, like cheese, like I'll eat healthy things. I'll gobble that down, and then I'll go the rest of the day, and then I come home at night and I am hungry.
Oh, you must be.
Yeah.
Do you take a like a cooler bag with you in the car or anything like that?
No, I haven't been doing that. I try. I do the mason jar thing, but I really need to add different things, and I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really pretty easy once you don't have to have all these fancy gourmet meals. A lot of grab and goes, and I teach women how to like balance their meals every 3 to 4 hours with a protein, fat, and a carb. And literally, if you're someone on the road all the day, if you just have like a cooler bag in there, especially in the summer, you're going to need those ice packs in there, and just put in things like, beef jerky sticks, hard-boiled eggs, as long as there's an ice pack in there. You can even have pieces of fruit, or you can have little fruit bars. I mean, just easy things. You can't be sitting there with a gourmet meal, understandably so.
Yeah.
You need something quick that you can grab. And it's really, once you get in that rhythm, it's really pretty easy. It's really not bad. It's better than starving all day. And then you get home, you're famished. And then what? You know what I mean?
I eat a huge meal. I eat like literally
Exactly.
1,500 calories in a meal easily when I get home.
Exactly, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's understand. It happens with a lot of people, and it does take a little bit of prep work. But honestly, that little bit of prep work you do is like huge. It saves you so much time during the week. Like I personally will do a little prep like during the weekend. Again, I'm not making. I'm maybe doing some chicken, or I'm doing some turkey or whatever. I'm just having like things for the week, and it's done. I don't have to think about it. But if I was somebody on the road like you, I definitely would have to, have a bag with me or whatever, because I don't want to rely on having to go to a fast food place or something. Or first of all, it starts to cost a lot of money to do that, and second of all, you're not getting foods that are really going to serve your body that well. Again, you can have whatever you want, but you have to think, is that gonna really help you with your fatigue and other things? It's probably going to make you actually more tired if you eat stuff that has a lot of junk in it that you don't even know what's in it.
Yeah.
At least by your own food, you know what's in there, and you know it's going to keep you. And the important thing is every 3 to 4 hours to keep you fueled, keep your blood sugar stable, and that's going to help combat sugar spikes and sugar crashes. And we know what happens when you crash. You get tired, and then it takes a long time to get out of it, and then you start going the other way, and it just becomes a big mess.
Yeah.
And you want to just kind of keep it in what they call homeostasis, where they want to just kind of keep it balanced and
Yeah.
stable all day.
And I think the importance is like occasionally I do get it right on a Sunday if I'm not playing too much, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, grow up, go to the store, plan your meals for the week.
Yep.
I will be good about that. Like I'll get a protein bar. I'll look like, non-GMO,
Yep.
organic, not a lot of sugar in it, and garbage and fillers. And
Yeah.
I'll look for like a protein bar. I'll have that with my coffee
That's good.
to make myself do it.
Yep.
And then my lunch is always my yogurt concoction that has, tons of calories and fiber and everything in it. But then I fail after that. I just wait. It's like I'm getting my 3 meals, and I'm always trying to get around 30 grams of protein if I can. But like the blending of things, I'll admit I'm not that good. At night I'll have like protein and a lot of vegetables. I'm not a big carb person. It's just how I've been, unless it's pastry. I am.
Pastries are good.
Yeah, I am. I'm a pastry, like
That's okay.
a naughty carb
That's
person.
okay. But you can have the naughty carb. Nothing is
Yeah.
off. It's just a matter of, in fact, when we got together and we had some carbs, I made sure I had some protein before it. You could have whatever you want to have, but the thing is to try to keep it in balance to protect your body from going into those like crashes and spikes that I was talking about before. You want to just kind of keep things even. Because I think a lot of women in particular are absolutely petrified to eat carbs. No, you can have carbs. You can have carbs. You can't live your life never eating pasta and rice and bread. No way. You can't live life like that. And it's all these keto things going on, like all these things like don't eat bread, don't eat. Like, how are you ever gonna? And as soon as you start adding that back in, then what happens? You haven't learned how to like stay with something consistent that you can do for the rest of your life. And that's why I like to teach women, is it something that's based in science? It's something that you can do for the rest of your life. And importantly, is it something that you would let a child do? If you let a child eat keto, okay, I don't know if that's the best idea, but again, we're just talking about eating real foods, but just in the right proportions every 3 to 4 hours. And that just helps with so many symptoms. I could go on and on about how many symptoms it can help that a lot of women have, you know, especially as they get older.
Yeah.
Into our 50s and 60s and all those lovely ages, menopause, all that fun stuff, all that great stuff. That all the doctors just say, oh, you're just getting older, that's just the way it is. No, it's not just the way it is. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. Infuriates me when they say that. Infuriates me.
Yeah. It's tough. I had a thing for the past couple of years, you know, like my LDL just all of a sudden, and I eat, you know, whole food and everything. I know I don't ever eat at a fast food restaurant or anything. I
Right.
don't even like the taste of that food. And I was like, what the heck's going on? And like, no one really explained it to me, you know, and then it clicked. All right, you know, research. Okay, your estrogen's dropping. That's, you know, there's a correlation with that. So, you know, like you said, it really helps to have someone that's educated and understands what's going on and takes the time to explain that. And I just really appreciate what you're doing, Elise. You know, you're really helping women out to put all those pieces together, but you do it in such a way that, you know, there's you make it so it's so kind, you know, your approach. Kind that women can be kind to themselves
Absolutely.
and each other.
Absolutely.
And not to exclude men. I mean,
Oh,
men
God,
go
no.
through the same
Absolutely.
thing. Absolutely.
For men too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I hope you know, this video helps men as well, because we're all tired.
Oh God, we're tired, absolutely. And women are tired, and we got so many responsibilities. And I think women are just so much harder on themselves. And they beat themselves up all the time. I mean, not that men don't, but I just feel like women with the whole self-esteem and their body image, all these things. There's so many things. It's so complicated that I think that seems to be. I just like feel good if I can just reach out to one person, help one person, because I think a lot of women are not seen, they're not heard, and they just don't feel understood. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
That's what I like to do.
And I feel like men are wired. Like my husband's tired. He takes a nap.
Yeah, there you
Right?
go.
He just says, I'm taking a nap. You know, and I'm like, well, I got about 10 things going on in my mind. There's no way I'm going to lay down and take a nap.
That's so funny. That's so funny. We are wired so differently.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with taking a nap.
Right.
You got to listen to your body. If your body needs a nap, it needs a nap.
Yeah.
Because why keep pushing through it and pushing through it? Because how's that going to really help you, right?
Right.
You end up
Right.
getting even more and more tired. It's like, what am I doing? You're just exhausted. And then you're overtired at that point. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's so funny. I never really thought about it that way. Because like, I can't waste time taking a nap. I can't do that.
I
have too
know.
many things to do. It's true. Why are we like that? Why are we like that?
I don't know. I applaud anyone that takes naps. If you take naps,
Good job.
thank you. Take one from me too.
Take one. That's so funny. It's so true. I think it's so important to listen to your body. I mean, it's like, you know, and if you're tired, but I think the important thing is to get it why you're tired. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine to take a nap, obviously, but why? You want to try to get it, like the underlying cause for it, and there could be a ton of things causing it.
Right.
But I mean, I think nutrition's a really big part of it. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's a huge
absolutely.
part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
We should say that as healthcare professionals, like, if you are tired, if you've never had,
Yeah.
like, make sure you go for your
Oh,
at least your
absolutely.
annual checkups. Get your blood work done. There's so many
Absolutely.
conditions that cause
Absolutely.
fatigue.
Yeah.
And then if everyone tells you they don't know what's wrong with you while you're tired, contact Elise, and she
Yes.
can help you.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I learned about, I mean, as you know, we're nurses, and I never learned about nutrition. I took like one course in nursing school, they never talked about like blood sugar and all that. I'm like, this is fascinating because it's like so simple. It's just so simple that people just don't think about. And unfortunately, a lot of medical professionals don't know that either. They just want to throw pills at us and say, here, go on your way and see you in 6 months. Okay, like that's not an answer. I mean, as long as everything, like Margot said, checks out, there's nothing serious going on and they just don't know what to do with you.
Right.
I'm happy to help.
And sure, and you can be referred to a registered dietitian, but that dietitian cannot give the intensive coaching and one-on-one that, say, someone like Elise can. So, you know, you can access your healthcare professionals, physical therapists, occupational therapists, registered dietitians, your providers and everything. But
Absolutely.
the day-to-day life and having that extra support, that's what, you know, your service can offer.
Absolutely. And
So,
that's what helped me when I first did this program that I teach. That was huge because you have somebody, not really accountability. I mean, that's part of it, but just someone to go to. Like you say, literally on a daily basis. I could just text or ask a question, whatever, and they were right there for me, and it was amazing. You don't get that. I mean, dietitians are great. You know, they're great, but like you say, you're not going to get that one-on-one, really intense coaching and personal support.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So if someone wanted to find you, how would they find you on Facebook?
Okay, so on Facebook, it's elise.chapman.10. On Instagram, it's Fuel and Flourish with Elise, or my website, elisechapman.com.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
EliseChapman.com?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then it would have all your social media
Yep.
links on it.
Absolutely, yep. You just click, all the links are there and everything, absolutely. And
Okay.
it kind of explains what I do, and I was recently on a podcast, and my podcast is on there as well. It kind of talks about what I do with women as well, so absolutely. If I can help one person, I'd be thrilled.
Nice.
And where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook. Look for Nurse Margot After the Shift.
Ooh, love it. So nice.
Yeah. The content is, because it's, you know, there's a lot of really good nurse content creators out there, and they talk all about nursing. Some of it's, you know, great comic relief. Some of it is rightfully so venting. Some of it can give you some legal advice. But I think her and I have just, after all these years of nursing, sure, we feel that, but we want to talk about life after nursing, right?
Absolutely.
And being at our best. So my content's about after nursing, but also it's metaphorically a shift. It's definitely a shift in mindset. So
Absolutely,
Yeah.
which is so important.
right. And if you want to learn how to stack wood or
She's your girl,
fix a wood stove or feed
Not me.
15 people with, you know, poached pears, or go on a trip to Greece. That's this coming month, posting on that, or go to Costa Rica or Barcelona, you know, Mexico. I got stuff on that. Or decorate thrift finds. I'm totally into thrift finds.
Amazing.
And I am a plant addict, so there is lots of plants on there as well. So
Her videos are amazing. Like, I just want to go everywhere she posts. It looks amazing. So I
Yeah.
kind of just like transport myself right in that video. That's what I want to do. When I watch your videos, are awesome.
yeah, and
They're
I
really
hope
good.
it is to encourage people, but at the same time, there are people that are housebound. My patients are housebound. So I also, when I thought about doing this, it helps people that can't get out of the house. Like they can, I hope it's as immersive as possible, so you do feel like you're there.
Oh God, yeah.
And you're a part of it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, it does. She captures it very well.
Yeah.
That's
So
very
the
well.
funny part is, even when we're not nursing, we're giving, right?
We
I mean,
try.
we're just givers, and that's who we are.
Absolutely.
And I hope you enjoyed this post, and please follow us, and we'd love to hear from you.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a